Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been so long, I feel like way too long, way too long. It's been so long, like so much has happened, and I tried recording a video before. My apologies, because I did record a video, but it wasn't like going the way I planned. I planned a whole video and then my space just went like kaput. Little life update. 5 months ago, I had my first born child. His name is Cyril, and yeah, we've been just having a blast. I just want to say this one thing. I am very blessed to have had a great pregnancy and a great labor and delivery. Forewarning, if this is going to trigger you, I'm just going to tell you now that it's a labor and delivery story. Get into the video, finally. Yeah, I already prepped my face. Sorry if it's like a little on the greasy side. Alright, so first things first. The Friday, I'm not gonna say the date I had him. I'm just gonna say the like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, blah blah blah. Anyway, so the Friday before I had him, I had a doctor's appointment at the hospital, just because like they wanted to make sure everything was going good. My placenta wasn't growing the way they expected it. There was like a little problem with that, but it was completely fine. Baby grew healthy and well. They did the membrane sweep or whatever. I honestly don't know the correct word, so sorry if I'm wrong. And they warned me, they're like, if sometimes when we do this, women go into labor within like the same day, within a few days, within a few weeks, so on and so forth. So I was like, oh, okay. So me and my fiance, we were looking at each other like, what if I have him today? Oh my gosh. And so he was like, no, I don't think we're gonna have him. And then he's like, maybe in a week. And on Friday night, we didn't have him. So we went out for dinner after that. Our last date alone. The next day was Saturday, and then we got the rest of the nursery together. Like we put all his clothes away that we washed, and then we also got some of his like seats together, like his rockers, and yeah. We told my fiance's mom, and she's like, oh, and then we're like, oh, what if we go into labor today? And then she's like, oh, you haven't lost your M plug. I forget what it's called, but like you haven't lost it, hasn't broken, something plug. I'm just gonna say that just in case YouTube doesn't allow that. That hasn't broken, so I don't believe you will have him yet. She believed that we would have him within like a week or two after. And then we just like chilled, and while we were doing that, actually my M plug broke or fell out, whatever it was called, and I started getting these like light cramps. They just felt like cramps to me, like nothing like too serious. So I was just like, oh, what if it's just Braxton Hicks? And then my fiance was like, okay, are you sure you don't want to go to the hospital to go get checked out or whatever, make sure you're not in labor? And then I'm like, no, they're probably just gonna send me home because they're not even that bad. Like literally, to me they felt like my cramps. I literally was kind of in denial too, but like that's literally what it felt like to me, but I might be under exaggerating. So he had to work that night. He was a security guard at a bar. So he was like, okay, well, if they get worse, let me know and I'll come home and we'll go to the hospital. And I was like, okay, no problem. And then so I gamed with my sister and my cousin. We started playing at like maybe 8 o'clock p.m. While we were gaming, they just slowly just got a little bit worse than what they were. Like nothing too serious, just like a little bit worse. And then by the end, like 10:30, they were to the point where like I couldn't concentrate. Like they're just uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. Like they're a little bit painful, but just more uncomfortable than painful. Okay, I'm gonna try to go to bed. And so like I let my fiance know that they were getting a little bit worse than what they were. And he was like, okay, well, if they get to the point where like you can't handle them, you need to let me know. Like if they get any worse, you need to let me know. Like I didn't let him know. And then I went to sleep, and that was at like probably midnight. I went to sleep at, and he got off at like 2:33, and so he came home around that time, like 3 maybe, 2:33 maybe. He woke me up, and if they're literally any worse, you need to wake me up. And I was like, oh, okay. All night I was in pain, and I didn't wake my fiance up to tell him like, oh, I couldn't sleep because I had contractions. Yeah, that was my own fault. The morning came and he woke up and I was in pain. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, kind of getting worse. And I didn't get any sleep last night. He's like, why didn't you wake me up? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. Like, there's probably gonna be no point. Like, we're gonna go to the hospital. They're gonna send us home. Like, literally, that's what I thought they were gonna do. And I was like, it's probably just Braxton Hicks. My M plug just broke or came out yesterday. Like, I can't be having contractions. No, like, it's impossible. Like, just me, like, no, just in denial. 10 a.m. I was still getting contractions, and they were getting worse and worse and worse throughout the day, obviously. And I'm just like, oh, they just feel like worse and worse cramps. Girl, you're in labor. He just kept saying, oh, let's go to the hospital, and I just kept saying no. Like, they're just gonna send us home. I'm not in labor. He's like, okay, like, if you insist. And then so we didn't time them either, because like I was so in denial. I'm not in labor, like I'm not. So about 1 o'clock hits, and his mom, we call his mom, he's telling her that I'm in pain, that he thinks that I'm in labor, and I'm like, no, I don't think I am. And his mom was like, well, have you guys been timing them? Are they 5 minutes apart? We're like, no, we haven't timed them. And she's like, okay, well, I don't think you guys are in labor yet. I don't think you're having him yet. Start timing them and then call me if they are. They were getting worse after that phone call, and that was like 1 p.m. So, but after the phone call, it was probably about 1:40. I was like, okay, I need to have a bath. I stink. What if I actually am in labor and I go to the hospital and I'm all stink? Like, no. So I try to get in the bath, and literally I don't even think I last 10 minutes in the tub. I'm laying in the tub trying to relax, and then the contractions get so much worse, and I have to literally stand up in the tub. I got out of the tub, dried off, and then my fiance was like, okay, we need to time them. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna lay down and try to go to sleep because I am tired and I don't want to go to the hospital tired. And if we're gonna have to wait there for another 14 hours, I'm not doing it. Like, no, like, I'm not doing it. And then at that point, because like I didn't want to get an epidural, like I was like, well, if I have to, I have to, but if I don't, then I'm not getting it. But at that point I was like, okay, well, when we get to the hospital, I'm getting the epidural. I lay down in the bed, and he lays beside me, gets his timer ready on his phone. And I'm laying there like trying to go to sleep, but it's not happening because I actually was in labor. We started timing them and they were literally a minute apart, and they lasted so long it felt like. We call his mom and we're like, okay, yeah, they are like a minute apart. I don't think she believed it either, because she's like, okay, well, go to the hospital and let me know what they say. If she's dilated, let me know. And then my fiance's like, okay. So at that point, I literally could not walk. And I think this was like 2 o'clock. So we had the hospital bag ready and everything. We made sure it was like properly ready the night before. And so we got that. He got that in the car. He got everything we needed in the car. The car seat, everything. Just in case I was in labor. Which I was. But yeah, and while he was doing that, I literally couldn't walk. I was literally having bad contractions. I had to like kneel on the couch on my hands and my knees and literally rock back and forth, and that's the only way like that I was comfortable. He comes in and he's like, okay, yeah, you need to get in the car now. And I was like, I don't think I can. Like, I can't move. You're gonna have to carry me. And then so he's like, I can't carry you, but I can like help you walk. Finally got in the car, and he started driving. He was driving so carefully because I was literally having contractions on the way there. We finally get there. We park on the side where like, cause like you can park like right out front kind of. He got me in to the hospital. We got to the delivery area, so we had to check in, and I was having contractions in the elevator on the way to the receptionist. She's like, are you having contractions? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then I was having them while she's talking to me. She's like, are you having a contraction now? And I'm like in pain trying to talk to her, but like be so nice. She's like, okay, let me get you checked in, and then the doctor's gonna come or the nurse is gonna come and check you and bring you to the room. My fiance was like, okay, we're gonna get there, we're gonna get checked, see where you're at, and then I'll go park the car. While we were waiting in the like area, I kept having contractions, and I'm like, this feels like forever, like I can't take this. And like by the time we were at the hospital, it was like 2:15, 2:20. Then the nurse came and escorted me to the room that they check you in, where you also get into your scrubs and stuff. My fiance had me in a wheelchair, like just wheeling me, and I'm like sitting there having contractions, like it feels like every 30 seconds at that point. She's like, here's the hospital gown, get changed, and then I'll come check you. And I kept having contractions to the point where I could not get changed. Like, my fiance parked the car, came back really quickly, and he helped me get changed. And then she comes back when I'm finally changed, and she checks me really quickly, and she's like, yeah, well, you're 8 centimeters dilated. And I look at my fiance looks at me, we're both like wide-eyed, and we're like, what? And she's like, yeah, you're 8 centimeters dilated. She's like, you're having him soon. And he's like, okay, I need to call my mom. And then she's like, yeah, you do that and we'll get her ready to go to the delivery room. And then so he calls his mom really quickly, and he gets off the phone. We're on our way to the delivery room. It's so hectic, like I don't even know what's going on at this point. They're trying to put the IV in. They can't do it because I'm having contractions, and I'm like just such in pain that I'm not cooperating, and they're like, do you want an epidural? I was like, if you have time, please, get me the epidural. So like they're trying to get the IV in, trying to get me the epidural. They can't do that. They need to wait for the doctor. And just like so many things are going on. 2 to 5 minutes after we get to to the delivery room, my fiance's mom arrives to the hospital and gets into the delivery room too. So I'm like, wow, everything is just going so quick. I don't even know what to think. They asked me if my water broke. I'm like, no. Like, at that point, my water didn't even break yet. And then I'm like, I have to. And they're like, no, 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 we have to get you ready. You're not, that's just you wanting to push. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then, so I was like, I can't hold it in any longer. And they're still trying to get the IV in me. I'm having a contraction. They can't put it in this hand. So they try to put it in this hand. And then it falls out of this hand because I'm having another contraction. So they try to put it somewhere else. I forget where they put it. But, like, they were just having so many troubles. Like, no, I can't fight it anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I am sorry. I cannot fight it any longer. And it's my water breaking. And it goes all over the people trying to, like, get me prepared. Then they're like, okay, her water broke. We need to check her ASAP. And so, like, they're still trying to get the epidural, and they're like, no, we gotta get the epidural still. We don't have time. We need to get the epidural now. She wants the epidural. And so finally I was like, no, he is coming. He's not waiting any longer. They're like, okay, we're gonna check you. And at that point, I'm 10 centimeters dilated. 10 centimeters dilated. They're like, okay. And then I look up, and next thing you know, there's like 20 doctors and nurses and student doctors in the freaking room. And I'm like, okay, he's coming. And I think at that point it was like 3:15, 3:20. And I ended up having him at 3:50 p.m. So yeah, that's how fast it was. 3:50 p.m. But after I had him, they would push on my belly. Like, they have to push on your belly to make sure, like, doesn't get clotted up in your body and blah blah blah. So, like, they had to do, like, massages on my belly, looking at baby and making sure everything was good, making sure I was good, getting the IV in. It was a pretty great experience. After that, I had to go to the bathroom for real, and I actually got to go. And unfortunately, like, with everything all over the floor, one of the nurses slipped and fell, and she's like, I'm so embarrassed. And I'm like, don't be embarrassed, girl. Like, it happens. Like, it's my fault. We ended up being at the hospital for about 24 hours, just for, like, his 24-hour checkup. He is completely healthy. Everything is great. He's growing amazing. And yeah, I'm just so blessed to have such an amazing experience, and a funny experience too, because I honestly it was just a funny experience. Everything was fine and dandy. We got to go home. Just didn't sleep really for the first week, and then after I got kind of comfortable, like, I would sleep for like an hour and then set my alarm for an hour after, just so I could check up on him. But yeah, it was like pretty crazy, but good crazy. The first month, like, I don't know, it was just amazing. But yeah, and then I finally got comfortable, and now he sleeps amazing throughout the night, to be honest. It's like so good that he can sleep throughout the night. I'm so glad that he can. But yeah, that was my labor and delivery story. I was like, okay, I'm bored. I don't know what else to do. Let's finally do this video. So here I am, finally doing it. Trust the process, ladies and gentlemen. Trust the process. Okay, like I said, technical difficulties. I have to quickly end this video. I quickly did forget where I did it last, but I did the spray and then my highlighter and then my lips, and then I just quickly did a quick hair. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you're new here, subscribe, and everyone like, share, and comment if you would like. And yeah, thanks for watching this video and for your very amazing patience that you all have with me, because I never upload anyway. But yeah, hopefully this goes up very soon. But anyway, hope everyone has a great day or night whenever I upload this. And thanks for your support, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, look at my nails. Almost match. Anyway, okay. Bye guys. Love you.